In 2009, a spine-chilling film titled Orphan emerged, promising a sinister narrative that would grip your soul. Beware, for spoilers lie ahead, so proceed with caution. The story begins with Kate and her husband, John, rushing to a hospital as Kate goes into labor. John stays behind for paperwork while Kate is taken into the operating room. Kate starts bleeding profusely, surrounded by medical staff, but without John by her side. Shockingly, the nurse informs Kate that her baby did not survive. When John eventually arrives, he nonchalantly films the birth, and the nurse hands Kate the lifeless infant, causing her to scream. In a jarring twist, Kate suddenly awakens in her own bed, bewildered and traumatized. The next day, Kate attends therapy with Dr. Browning, who explains her nightmares are a response to the trauma of a stillbirth. Kate is torn between the trauma and the impending adoption of a child. She confesses to Dr. Browning that she considered buying alcohol, but refrained. Kate proceeds to pick up her deaf daughter, Max, from school, and they head home. Kate's distraction at a stoplight nearly causes an accident. Later, Kate plays the piano when she becomes irritated by a noise. She discovers Max playing basketball against a wall, prompting a scolding. John arrives home with their son, Daniel, and they engage in playful basketball games. That night, Kate puts Max to bed and Max asks if she will have a new sister. Kate takes a tablet before going to bed, and she and John discuss their decision to adopt. Sometime later, they visit an orphanage where they meet Sister Abigail. Kate and John are drawn to Esther, a girl with a unique aura. Esther, originally from Russia, shares a tragic past and they decide to adopt her. 3 weeks later, they bring Esther home, and tensions arise. Esther's unsettling behavior escalates as she masterfully plays the piano and reveals she had pretended not to know how to play for Kate's benefit. A heated argument erupts between Kate and John regarding Esther, leaving her content as she listens from another room. Sister Abigail expresses concerns about Esther's past behavior. Esther manipulates Max into obtaining keys to a treehouse, secretly retrieving a gun from John's safe. She terrifies Max with the weapon. As Sister Abigail leaves, Esther leads Max to a bridge, intending to scare her into silence. She shoves Max onto the street, causing a near accident, and Abigail's car ultimately crashes. Esther attacks her with a hammer and instructs Max to help move the body. That night, Kate and John make love in the kitchen, blissfully unaware of the gruesome events outside. Esther suddenly appears, startling them. Kate confronts Esther the following day, but the child remains unfazed, admitting to her actions and using profanity. John dismisses concerns of therapy. During a family outing to the park, Esther's eerie behavior continues to bewilder the family. Max and Esther request to sleep in their parents' bed, and Esther insists on sleeping next to John. At school, Esther faces teasing from classmates, highlighting her uniqueness. Simultaneously, Daniel and his friends engage in inappropriate activities in a treehouse. Esther and Max play on a frozen lake, causing Kate to scold them for their dangerous behavior. Daniel uses a paintball gun and accidentally shoots a bird. Esther and Max witness the injured bird, and Esther takes matters into her own hands. Kate discovers an old Bible hidden in a drawer, accompanied by a photograph of a man. Tensions escalate at school as Daniel's friends tease him about Esther. In a struggle for the Bible, Esther's classmate insults her, and Esther screams, unsettling her family. Kate tries to bond with Esther by teaching her to play the piano, but when she broaches the topic of the school incident, Esther remains reticent. Kate presents Esther with a scrapbook, revealing the tragic story of the child she lost. After dinner, Kate and John engage in a moment of intimacy, unaware that Max and Esther witness their actions. Esther's unsettling behavior escalates as she mysteriously masters the piano. When questioned by Kate, Esther reveals that she pretended not to know how to play for Kate's benefit. One night, a heated argument erupts between Kate and John regarding Esther, leaving Esther content as she listens from another room. Sister Abigail visits and expresses concerns about Esther's past behavior. Esther overhears and confides in Max, urging her to help her avoid being taken away. Kate considers seeking therapy for Esther, but John dismisses her concerns. Esther manipulates Max into obtaining the keys to the treehouse, secretly retrieving a gun from John's safe. She removes the bullets but leaves one inside, then frightens Max with the weapon. When Kate and John take the girls to see Dr. Browning, the therapist suggests that Kate may be projecting her insecurities as a mother onto Esther. John supports this theory. Later, Kate receives a call from the orphanage informing her that Sister Abigail has gone missing. As Kate investigates Esther's past, she becomes suspicious and discovers Esther's Bible hidden within a plush toy. Inside are pictures of unknown men and the words Sarna Institute. She contacts the institution and learns that it is a mental hospital, not an orphanage. To her shock, Kate discovers that Esther is not a child, but an adult woman who suffers from a hormone disorder that makes her appear younger. Esther had been a violent patient at the mental hospital, with scars on her hands and neck from restraining efforts. Disturbingly, Esther is revealed to have killed at least 7 people. Rushing home, Kate arrives at a house shrouded in darkness. Esther has destroyed her room and removed her makeup, exposing her true adult appearance. John is nowhere to be found, and Kate calls the police. While searching for her husband, Kate encounters Esther, who stabs John multiple times until he succumbs to his injuries. Max witnesses the brutal murder, and Esther pursues her next. Kate crashes her car into the house in her frantic attempt to reach her daughter. She searches for Max but is unable to locate her. In a confrontation with Esther, Kate is shot but manages to evade her attacker by hiding outside a window. Meanwhile, Max hides in the garden. John's second wine bottle, which Esther had found, becomes evidence of Kate's supposed alcoholism. Kate is coerced into seeking rehabilitation by John and Dr. Browning. As the police search for Sister Abigail, her body is discovered where Esther left it. The sinister Esther resumes her charade, playing the piano and revealing a macabre painting of the house and the family. Kate searches online for information about disturbed children, sharing her findings with John, who remains skeptical. Kate decides to sever ties with Dr. Browning and intensify her investigation into Esther's past. Kate contacts the Sarni Institute, where a doctor recognizes Esther and urgently advises Kate to evacuate her family from the house before contacting the police. Kate learns that Esther had successfully deceived them all, including medical professionals, and had killed multiple people. Esther's horrifying true nature is exposed. Back at the house, Esther wreaks havoc, destroying her room and removing her makeup. John searches for her with a flashlight, only to be brutally stabbed by Esther until he succumbs to his injuries. Max, witnessing her father's murder, becomes Esther's next target. Kate crashes her car into the house and desperately searches for Max. In a confrontation with Esther, Kate is shot but manages to evade her attacker by hiding outside a window. Max hides in the garden. John discovers Esther's true identity and decides to call the orphanage to report her. In her room, Esther sobs upon hearing John's intention. The police arrive at the house and begin a search. Esther suddenly appears, wielding a knife, and pursues Kate and Max. The two fall onto a frozen lake, engaging in a fierce struggle. Kate's determination prevails as she wrestles the knife away from Esther. Max, realizing the gravity of the situation, retrieves a gun and shoots, shattering the ice. Esther and Kate plummet into the icy waters. As Esther clings to Kate, begging not to die, Kate makes a heart-wrenching decision and kicks Esther back into the freezing depths, sealing her gruesome fate. Orphan had taken us on a harrowing journey, blurring the lines between innocence and malevolence, leaving us to question the true nature of evil that could hide behind an angelic facade. It was a tale of terror that reminded us that appearances could be deceiving, and the most sinister monsters often wore the most innocent faces. And now, as we come to the end of this suspenseful narrative, we invite you to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling tales of darkness and suspense. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to stay updated with the latest from our channel. Until next time, beware of the shadows that lurk in the corners of your reality, for they may conceal the most horrifying secrets.